Yeah.
How do you feel being directed by a man who has been seen on TV?
It's just actually a normal thing.
Now I want to hear.
The third round, it is here. I go back in the middle. Can you say excuse me? I was not unable. I was unable to get back to the seat, sat down, and the call of nature happened. Everyone was laughing, and then they came up with this song. When we were young, we used to say John Kibokoyo, Yaram Kibeni. Now they converted James Kibokoyo.
Coming with that.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, you are very welcome. My name is Bahati and you are watching Bahati's Diary of Art. Today I am joined by Masters of Art from Art Masters International. Welcome. Kindly introduce yourself to my people.
Thank you very much. My name is Agana Victor. I'm a thespian with Art Masters International. Yeah.
My name is Webbo Mwangaza. I'm the director.
Alusir KE, an actor.
Wow. So tell us, when did Art Masters International start and how is it faring on, Mr. Director?
The conception of Art Masters was in the year 2014. We were at that time working with a different organization. I was actually a director of a different organization. And then, as a form of growth, I thought the moment to start my own was necessary, but it came as a necessity because at that time I was around in 10 TV programs, and all of a sudden, all the TV programs were coming to an end. You see, every program on TV has a lifespan. So I was in a situation where I woke up one precious morning and 6 of them are being wrapped that month. So I'm remaining with 4, and 4 they had like 2 to 3 months to. So I was going from. You see now the problem with an actor who is on TV is that you live a life that is not yours. So you find yourself, because of the pressure, you go to a suburb and the TV programs are sustaining. So the moment they end, there is no pension. So you go back zero. So I was at a point where I'm remaining with 4 TV programs and they were all ending. So I had to start something, the normal Kenyan way of 11th hour doing stuff. So it came as a necessity. But where the vision erupted from was when I was looking for the name. So I kept sending people names, and people kept rejecting the names. You come up with the Empire something, they tell you that's useless, that's a movie. You come up with another thing, they shut you. So from the pride of starting an organization to someone tells you pray over the name. So we start praying. So you pray for 1 hour, then you think there's a name. Then you write some two names and send someone and say that's useless. I told you to pray, man. So it became very hectic. 3 days down the line, nigga is praying. So that's when it became a burden all of a sudden. So apart from being a necessity organization, I say, what's the essence of this organization? So I started thinking, what's my calling? Then I discovered my calling is for the broken ones, for the broken, emaciated ones, for those who want to nurture talent, for those who have lost hope. So I found myself in such a burden. So you revive people and put pride in them, and they look at life differently. So as I was in the mix, my mother-in-law sends me scriptures. I told me, read the scriptures, you'll get the name you're looking for. I've been praying, and then, the way Christian says, God has directed me to send you these scriptures, So I'm sent scriptures to read. to find a name by my mother-in-law. So I'm saying, was it Exodus chapter 35 verses 30 to 35. So I am there, and you know Exodus is a boring book. If you've ever read the Bible, Exodus and Numbers is not interesting to read. Songs of Songs is interesting. So I'm reading Exodus 35, 30 to 35. And then I'm seeing Moses is being told by God that anoint this young man. I've gotten the names, they are very technical. Anoint them so that they have the gift of embroidery, so that they can weave mats and any artistic work, and in turn they will nurture people to have the mastery of the same artistic work. So I am stuck. So the name is here. So if these guys are being anointed, they're being given the gift and the mastery of artistic work, so that they can nurture people to have the same mastery, and then I think I'm having the same anointing, so I'm becoming an art master. So my essence is to take art and make masters out of it. So I write art masters. Then I take a break. I look at the name, art masters. Yeah, this is actually me. This defines me. So I send my mother-in-law the name, and then she tells me, send another person. So I send another person, and the other person tells me, send another person. Then I send another person, and the other person tells me, yeah, I think this one makes sense. And then now they keep on replying the same thing. So pride now, you know me, I'm a bit proud. So I'm saying, Masters is not for Kenya, no, it's not for Nairobi. Let me include international. And again, I send these people. And then they'll tell me, what's the problem of going international? It's fine. The name is Art Masters. So he international yako, but the name is Art Masters, that's what we know. So that's how the name came upon. And then it became a burden on me now. So now the name got a vision that can surpass me, a vision can surpass the brokenness that I was going to experience in a short span, the turnover of events. So that's how we began in, let's say, 2015 now, at Masters International, where people become masters of art. So that's the spirit that guides this organization. That's why I can come to Kakamega with no person, and then 1 month down the lines, actors are seated beside me. We can go anywhere, because it is not the people we work with, it's the vision that God gave you, that if you're giving up, you remember the broken ones, the ones who have problems. Those are the ones you're called for. You're supposed to mold them, lift them from there. That's why when you come to my house, it's open. The door is always open. Everyone, just find their way in over there. Why? Because that's the calling that is on my head. Once you understand the calling, that's it. That's Art Masters.
Yeah, so tell us what Art Masters does until this point.
Art Masters, we used to do stage plays, that is set books.
Yeah.
But set books is a form of making income. But what Art Masters does is that most of the time we create, if you come to a rehearsal space, we create hope for the hopeless. You can come to an organization, you have no vision, but all of a sudden you're driven. There's a drive that is now taking you to the next level. Acting is just a form of making a living. But every person, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be an engineer, that's the drive. The no quitting. I never lose the vision. We will do anything. So right now we are doing stage plays mostly. Basically, we are doing set books and public shows. And we are planning for a film next year, because we just don't want to do a film. We want to do a film that also will take us international, and a film that will make us money. So I don't talk about it, but that's what we're planning. We're planning some few days here. We are going to the Ministry of Culture in Kakamega, so that they can give us these geographical sets, like Kakamega Forest, Flying Stone, what, Nabongo Mumia. We want to write our story, our African story that any community can relate, but as at masters.
Victor,
Yes.
tell us when did you join at Masters and how is it faring out for you?
I joined that masters not long ago. 3 months. It's been around 3 months since I joined that masters. Yeah, the journey has been quite great, I must say. Yeah, meeting with Mr. Webbo is the best director the world can offer, you know. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I really recommend him. He's a nice guy. The journey has been great all through. Though there have been a few ups and downs, but more ups than downs. So it's been a nice journey.
Yeah. What about you, Alexa?
Actually, may I say it was the meeting between I and our director Webbo. It was a point of salvation, artistic salvation. Actually, I was the type who was looking for a theatre group to push to the next level in this industry, and then Webbo at Masters under the leadership of Webbo came in and salvaged me. Actually, I can say it's a salvation to me in terms of artistically, as my brother and my fellow thespian Victor said, the ups and downs, but the ups outweigh the downs. And that's how you can see at the moment you're smiling next to her. Yeah.
How do you feel being directed by a man who has been seen on TV?
It's just actually a normal thing.
No, I want to hear them.
Okay, it's a great opportunity. I remember there was a time at home we were watching TV with my mom. So the guy, he appeared on one of the programs. So I called my mom, "Mom, come. He's my director. Come see. And for the first time, I think, my mom actually asked me, "Nuko mnafanyanga nini?" She suddenly now grew interested now that amejua. Yeah. But ingekuwa some bogus director mwenye namwambianga tuko na mtu huko tunafanyanga it could be a different case. Yeah, so it communicates a lot about him and that masters as well. Yeah.
Actually, my side, we have just begun. It's a celebration. It's like a celebration. I look at myself at the moment, the amount of artistic data I've collected from a director. It's overwhelming. It's encouraging. Like every day you wake up, like you see, for example, the way you say that masters began to have let me put the level of better let me the term race, artistically race, all those things. So like as in me, every day comes at this particular point. When I listen to him speaking, I feel like he's my artistic dad. Though I have other mentors, but at this level is my artistic mentor. Like as in, I normally listen to Changavi what he says. This is the type of a director. When we come for rehearsals and all those things, it's not about just acting alone. The other areas of traumas, the other areas he talks about. He builds you as a person, not just artistically, but wholesomely. So that's what I really cherish and relish at Masters and his leadership.
So, director, because you have mentored people, are there people that are also mentoring you?
Hey, very many. I have my artistic father. He's called Gumbaru. He's the one who mentored me. He's the one who is mentoring me, setbook wise, stage wise, and even life. He has set a very big standard for his sons. So to say, artistically, nigga built a house of around 28 million through art. And he told us, in Christ, when he was living, he told his disciples that you shall do greater things than I did. And then he called us for a meeting and told us, do it greater than me.
Wow.
So it's a challenge. Anytime I want to do something, I look at what that nigga has done. I go like, God give me wisdom, more wisdom. So yeah, he's a great mentor. I call him my financial mentor. He's a man who has gone down and even slept in his own actor's house. And he tells us, I will rise. And then the man and 6 months down the line. So in a way, I always joke around and say in his class, I'm the only student who graduated with an airplane. I'm actually, when you see me, you've seen him. It's a matter of time. And then I have friends who mentor me too, of our same level, but you'll find someone so deep spiritually, he has beaten you that way, so you have to get something from him. I am the type, if I sit with you, I won't despise you, because when I was in high school, we used to say, a Form 1 can drum and a Form 4 dances. So it doesn't matter if you're in Form 4. So I'm the one who will be there, but I have the key of listening. I will get a point, even from my own kids. I will get a point. So yeah, for now, let me talk about genres.
And how has been your journey as an actor? Because you've not started acting juicy. Where did you start?
I began acting in my father's house, but my stepmother's house. I'm raised by stepmothers. I come from a polygamous family. So my father is rich. So he's wealthy and rich, both combined. He's stinking rich, let me say. I think if people with 1,000s are called, he will move. If they call persons with 1 million, he will move. If they say 10 million, he will move. If they say 50, I'm very sure he will move one leg and one leg behind. So he will balance this. So he's somewhere. So he had 2 wives. You know, wealth comes with a lot of Solomonic wisdom. So he has 2 wives, and all of them are not my mom. So I said, learning how to balance the 2. That's how I began acting. So up to now, nobody knows whom I like most. And I have my favorite among the 2 mothers. I do have, but I am smart. I balance all of them. So that's how I began acting in my father's house. But real acting, you know me, I never went to nursery. I never went to baby class, KG1. I don't know those things. My son keeps telling me, KG2. I don't know. Me, I was just picked from the village, from my mom's home. My first language was Luya. I was picked and taken to Highlands Primary School in Kericho, class 1. In those days, they would measure, we are Mefika class 1. So when I was there, the only language I was speaking was Luya. And I'm a man who wanted to have a punk. So during those days in class 1, during English lesson, you speak in English. I don't know if that is how it used to be. During English time, you speak English. And I was still learning some Swahili words, kuja, kwenda, nini. So I remember one day I was pressed long call during an English level lesson. So I went in front and told mwalimu, nataka kwenda choo. Then he told me, speak, it was a she. She told me, speak in English. So I tried excuse me, Mekata. So I went back, the call of nature is here. Girlfriend, it's here. So I used to sit, my destimate used to be very pretty. That girl was pretty much. In class 1, I could tell a pretty woman. Wow. Yeah, you know, like father, like son. So this girl pities me. She writes down, excuse me, madam, may I go to the toilet? And then she gives me the paper. So I walk with the paper, but the moment I reach there, I'm trembling. So the thing falls down. So kus. Madam says, say, excuse me, may I go to the kus. I went back to the seat. The 3rd round, it is here. I go back in the middle. I say, can you say excuse me? I was unable. So I went back to the seat, sat down, and the call of nature happened. So I relieved myself of that. So the moment I'm unleashed like this, the faithfulness of God, the bell rings for the end of the lesson. And it was double lesson to lunch. And you know oxygen in a congestion area. You understand those things? So now the whole package was out. So they picked me, took me out outside in front of the whole school, and it was a mixed school, and they washed me. It wrecked my ego. I was wrecked beyond limit. I was finished, man. So there was a teacher who was called Mr. Tim. Everyone was laughing, and then they came up with this song. When we were young, we used to say John Kibokoyo and Yaram Kibeni. Now they converted James Kibokoyo. So it was emotional, man. So this teacher, people are laughing at me. And I think that teacher has never gone through such a thing. Mr. Tim, I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's dead. I've never met him. So the guy comes and picks me and tells me, it is well. Then he told me, come and join drama. Because my ego was wrecked.
Yeah.
So I joined drama that year to rehearse for the next year. So this guy, he was a scriptwriter, a very nice one. So he wrote, excuse me, it was Mr. Tim. Excuse me, Mr. Tim, here are your papers. That's the same line. The same line I could not say, excuse me, madam, I go to the toilet. Now, excuse me, Mr. Tim, here are your papers. I